I'm being fished.
You are.
Goodbye, world.
Goodbye. You
I'm
guys
gonna
are
go full
going
screen for this.
so far.
Start recording. This is free entertainment. Oh, good luck.
Oh, I can't bring you up here.
Good luck.
Fine.
Okay,
I guess
come
we'll be
sit
productive.
down. Okay.
Can I fish Izzy from here? Nope, just Lane.
Ah.
Ah.
I can
Ah.
fish Lane. Aw. A lowercase
Okay,
Ooh.
is E ready?
Wiggle, wiggle, wiggle. Boop, 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 boop.
Okay, I take it.
Yes.
I take it. E is ready. Hello and welcome everybody to the Castworks podcast. On this episode, we're sitting down with the Empress LittleBit.
Hi, I am E. Hello, friends.
You know how awkward it is for me to do intros on this and not use my stereotypical intro?
Yeah.
Hey,
same.
it's Leno.
Yeah,
Hey,
it feels
Leno.
weird. But like the point of this is to be more casual, right? So like I'm
Yeah.
trying not to start here. I don't know how to do an intro without that anymore.
I know, me neither.
E, tell us about yourself.
Hi, I'm E. I'm a human on planet Earth.
Good start.
We spin around the sun in the Milky Way galaxy,
Okay.
just like all the other humans on planet Earth.
Is this your first time fishing?
Shut up.
Okay, well tell
Okay.
us about your channel. How would people recognize you? What's your channel
Oh,
known
gosh.
for?
Empress LittleBit started out as an animations channel, but nobody knows it for that. I got over 1,000 subscribers, but Lane keeps stealing my stuff.
Yeah, I know.
I
Look,
got
this happened with
more.
Impala earlier, okay?
They're gonna get caught in the hoppers too. It's not the best fishing dock.
I started gaining subscribers when I started playing Minecraft on a single player series, along with a couple lore series that I did by myself until Craftworks adopted me. And then I got a steady stream of subscribers from that until I started doing tutorial videos this last year on how to create eye-catching interiors, exteriors, and how to do basic interiors and exteriors.
And see, Lane, I'm not the only one who started off their channel with an animation story, because believe it or not, that counts.
Look, there's nothing wrong with that.
No.
I take it this has come up in conversation before.
Oh, and I tried to start off my "How did your channel start?" story with animation stuff. He's like, "But how did you get into Minecraft?" I'm like, "I'm getting there."
I wasn't trying. Okay, you know what? I'm not going to explain myself. I'm not. We're past that. This
We
is a
are.
brand new week, a brand new episode.
That's true.
Yeah,
Brand
funny
new-
thing, actually. I started doing animation stuff because it was the only thing that I watched on YouTube at that point was animation storytime videos, like Jaden Animations, Odd Ones Out, stuff like that. And I did not edit any of those at all because I hated the sound of my own voice to the point that I had Izzy edit everything for me. I just drew the pictures and did the audio.
And I spliced them together in Windows Media Maker or whatever it was.
Yep. The Dark Ages.
The Dark Ages, yeah.
I mean, hey, you got to start somewhere, you know?
It's kind of
Yeah.
funny though. I dealt with that thing for like not even 2 months. There's like 2 or 3 videos that I did on that particular editing interface, and then I went straight to DaVinci Resolve.
Very, very few of those videos are even on the channel anymore. I'm pretty sure I privated all, if not most of them.
Yeah, most of my animations are private too now.
Yep,
Fun.
nope. Everything I've posted is still up, except for when I attempted to start the Better Minecraft series last year or early this year, whenever the heck it was.
Well, because that was just 1 episode though, right?
Yeah, just 1 episode, and I didn't see a point in keeping that up if I couldn't continue the series, so.
It's called a one-off.
Yes, but I made it very clear in the episode that it wasn't going to be a one-off.
Okay.
Anyway,
Everybody vote
so
down
E, how
below.
did you get in Minecraft?
That is kind of a long story.
That's
I
why
played
this is a podcast.
Yep.
You-
Okay, cool,
We've actually got
cool.
2
So
hours,
I can do it
so,
long.
Yeah.
Yay. Okay. Well, I played Minecraft for the first time when I was, I think, 8 years old, and it was my older brother on his chunky laptop, and I only got to play for 20 minutes, and then I had to give it back,
Can I put an
and I never
asterisk in
touched it
here?
again. Sorry?
Can I put an asterisk in here for just a second?
Go ahead.
If this story sounds familiar, it's because E and I are sisters, and we shared this experience together. So her first time with Minecraft was also my first time with Minecraft. So
Except I didn't die.
fair. Yeah, I died
Wow, she
couple
had the
times.
flex like that, huh?
I stayed in the hole.
She had the flex like that.
But I did want to explain that. Sorry. Continue. Chunky laptop.
It wasn't until I found the Empire's SMP on YouTube that I started considering playing Minecraft for myself. Well, that and the Dream SMP, specifically because of Technoblade, but,
Yeah.
you know, writers will be writers and writers will love the writers.
But Last Life too. You and I started with Last Life before Empires, didn't we?
Yeah, wait, well, I started with Empires and then I did Last Life eventually, because I found Scott's Major first and I watched his Empires videos, and as I was surfing through his channel, I found the Last Life videos, so technically found both of those at the same time, and then got Izzy in on both of them at different times. It's a long story.
I just remember you showing me an LD Shadow Lady video of Last Life. And
Yep,
that's
because I
what
didn't
got
find
me.
LD Shadow Lady until after I surfed Scott's Major's channel.
Gotcha. Okay. I was wondering how that happened because that was how
Yeah.
I was introduced. And I had to ask you like all the questions like why can't they wear helmets and what is enchanting for and all that kind of stuff.
And
Anyway.
then after that, I downloaded Minecraft when I was 18 years old, I want to say, and then got super frustrated because I didn't know where it went on my computer, and then gave up. And then 2020 rolled around, and wait,
Yeah, the maths aren't mathing there.
maths aren't mathing.
We're around.
Yeah, the maths really aren't mathing.
Yeah.
Hold on.
And well,
Okay.
we don't have to have an accurate year here, okay?
Fair enough. Okay.
Somewhere in the last 4 years.
Somewhere in the last 4
Somewhere-
years when the world started going to pieces, I got bored and started looking around my computer and found the Minecraft file that I had and started fiddling around with it, opened up a new world and dug a hole in a cave just like I did back when I was little, and wound up creating a little hobbit hole for myself, and halfway fell in love with the game. It was good when I was bored, but that was it. After that, it wasn't until Izzy and Shatter found out how bad I was doing, for lack of a better way of explaining it.
Fair.
At this point, I wasn't working because I didn't know how to cope with certain health issues, and I was really bored of animations or frustrated with animations. I didn't have anything else to do, so they shoved me in my chair at my desk, downloaded OBS, and sat behind me while I recorded my very first Minecraft video. And
That would have been awkward. I can't record in front of people now, and I'm used to this. I could not do that.
We're kind of a special case. We're
yeah,
not, we're
Well-
Izzy
not
and I
really
have
people.
shared. Izzy and I have shared a bedroom since birth. So
We
Well, I
don't
shared rooms
anymore
with my
for the record.
brothers, but I never would do this in front of anybody.
again, this was a special case. I needed to be supervised.
And now it's funny because you're on here and you're like everybody else's supervisor.
Pretty much.
Yep. I did about 4 other episodes of that.
Are you kidding
Oh,
me?
GG. So I did about 4 episodes of that, recorded the 5th episode, and then never edited it because I was done and gave up on it. I'm productive. So after failing to do that single player series, it wasn't until I found Owned Juice TV that I started making lore videos, which at that point was
Yes. Sorry.
I'm used to those noises being from E, not Izzy.
the fangirl noises.
TV does that to me. I'm sorry.
It was
yeah.
actually not the Rats SMP, it was the Outsiders SMP that inspired me to do the Utopia lore single player series that I did. And I did 9 episodes of that, and then got an invitation from Lane to join Craftworks SMP.
Yes.
And I've been doing that ever since.
So I would like to at least give a little bit of backstory on inviting E to Craftworks.
Yeah.
So I had initially asked Izzy to join Craftworks as previously discussed, and she had turned it down. And I remember chatting with E about it, and then she mentioned wanting to play with people. So I was like, well, I happen to know people. So I sent her channel into the private
I
Discord.
got a water bottle. Hydration check.
Oh,
Oh gosh.
well, you guys hydrate while I do story time, okay? Usually, how Craftworks does things is we'll just periodically send channels that we might be interested in to the group and see, what everybody thinks. And pretty much almost immediately after I sent E's channel in, they watched some of her latest episode at that time and all said, holy heck, love her editing. I think she'd be great in here. I think she'd be a good fit.
Except for Zinc.
Except for Zinc, who said, and I quote, she seems to be a whole heap of different. Which is
He
accurate.
did say yes, though.
Yes, he did say yes. But he was also accurate in saying whole heap of different. And that's what we love you for.
Yeah.
I'm a whole heap of different.
Yes. That's pretty much my story. It's time for me to hydrate now. Somebody else take the mic.
Nice.
Okay.
I'm looking at my list. Hold on. What do you like to do other than Minecraft, E? What else
I am
brings you joy?
actually Lane's channel artist.
Yes.
What? Oh my gosh, I've
So-
never heard this before.
No,
Hush
never. Not
So that's actually how Lane and I met. Is Lane asked Izzy after their first collab if she could make him a profile picture, and she said no, but instead sent him over to me. So I made him his very first profile picture.
And my second.
And your second, yes.
and my banner
and the channel
and
And the
and
second
my
both
stream
channel banners.
background.
And the stream background and the
Redstone 101 stuff.
Yeah,
and the emojis.
your members
Yep.
background.
Yep.
Pretty much any art that you see on his channel is probably me.
No, every art that is on my channel is her. All the art is her.
All the art.
All
and
of the art.
the stream animations.
The stream animations, yeah, also.
Oh, I forgot
Anytime
about
anybody subscribes, which you guys should do.
that.
Anytime you subscribe, anytime you did a super chat or anything like that, the animation that pops up, that was E.
It's free real estate. Shut up.
That is what that sounded like. That's what you
I got a
sound
book.
like. You got a book.
That's what you sound like.
Anyway,
So what
So
is
yeah,
it
I
like being a
do-
channel artist? Yeah.
It's quiet.
It's quiet.
I don't require that much work.
He doesn't.
No.
and how many times have you sent me artwork and I've said, no, I don't like that?
Once.
No, I'm pretty sure it's been never. I've made suggestions, but I've never just not liked something.
Well, that's out of your character too, so.
Yeah, that's true.
Well, no, I mean, if I don't like something, I'm going to say so.
Hasn't
you
happened
have.
yet, but oh.
I don't recall that,
we
but
talk about
okay.
this?
I will screenshot the messages.
Oh, she's got the receipts.
She has the receipt.
No,
But-
you're right. You've never outright said that you didn't like them or hated them, just that I should tweak one thing or another thing.
Yeah.
Which is what
And
you
then I
should
charge you
do.
more for that.
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah.
So yeah, tell us about your process with doing, because you've done it for a few other people now too, right?
I have, and I will say right now, do not follow my process. I'm still a beginner. But if you are a beginner artist and you would like some advice, I'll just tell you my process, and if it helps you, it helps you. So the first time that I did art for Lane, he contacted me over Discord. That was actually our very first messages to each other, was him asking me to create his profile picture. He asked if he wanted me to pay him. I said no because this was a test run.
Other way around, if I would pay her.
That too.
You
Yeah,
pay
you
me
mixed
to
the
make
words
me
up there. I
art.
wanted to clarify. I don't want you to pay me for you to make me art. Anyway,
That's probably how the conversation went too.
Knowing you two, yeah.
Yeah. We were so awkward. It was adorable. Anyway,
We're still awkward.
Yeah, there you go.
we're different kind of awkward now.
Yes. That's just who we are.
We've evolved. Now we're super awkward.
Yeah.
What is it, like awkward but together? Like we're both
Friendship?
awkward and we know it and we're okay with it. Yeah, that works.
Yeah.
So the first time that he commissioned me for an art piece, I didn't let him pay me because it was just a test and I wanted to see if I was even capable of doing it. Second time around was when he asked me for the character sprites for Redstone 101. And that time I was charging by the hour. So how long certain pieces took me. And those only took roughly 2 hours in total, I think.
Yeah, you had some quick
Maybe more.
turnaround on those.
Yeah, that's another thing that I try to pride myself on for being a channel artist is I try to work as fast as possible.
Which
You do
Speaking
have
of
some
which, I
quick
should be working
turnaround.
on Wendigo's profile picture right now, and I'm not.
That's all good.
Oh well.
He just asked you about it like 3 hours ago. I think you're okay.
But the fast turnaround. Anyway.
You're a content
Same-day
creator too.
delivery.
You're allowed to do your thing too
Yeah.
here.
So at first I charged roughly the same amount that my workplace was charging me, if not less. No, it was less at that point because again, it was still just testing. And then as Lane started asking for more stuff, specifically more complicated stuff, is when I started thinking, okay, I need to actually take this seriously and start thinking of this as a business. So how much of this time is going to be taking away from me working on YouTube stuff and whatever stuff I'm going to be working on through daily life? I need to start treating this as if it's legitimately a job.
Mm-hmm.
Well, as you should be, because I mean, you have the potential to do this for a lot of people.
True, yeah. And I have done it for a few other people.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I know. I've seen that work.
Yeah.
One of my favorite of yours was the one you did for Impala, specifically because he told you not to give him a friendship discount. Is that what he called it?
Yeah, he knew about the ones that I gave Lane when I first started, and he said, absolutely no, don't do that. It will make me feel bad.
Pay what you're worth.
It's very sweet of him, though.
Yeah.
So yeah, I charge roughly the same amount as I do at my bosses pay me at my, I say real job, at my part-time job. So my side gig can now be qualified as sort of a real job?
Yeah.
Question mark?
It's a small business.
It's a small business, thank you.
You're welcome.
Oh, water bottle hydration check.
Okay.
Yeah, and then for the actual process outside of the paying process by Lane. Oh, hydration check. Hold on.
Yep.
I start with a sketch, of course.
Mm-hmm.
And if that's not enough to get the idea into my head, then I write it out before I sketch it out. And writing down everything that I can think of for the piece. Like, Lane's eyes are slightly wider apart, or the wind is blowing through his hair a little bit to the left side. And then I try to sketch that out to the best of my ability. And then go to the line art section. And if the line art looks bad, then I try out different pens. And then I go to the coloring process. And depending on how much they're willing to pay me or how much time I have, then I can do different kinds of shading, different kinds of lighting techniques. I like to play around a lot with my commissions, which is not something you should do, but it's something that happens and I can't help it.
It's art.
And it's been a lot of fun.
I mean, look, as an artist, you're expected to play around a little bit.
Yeah.
I mean, and it's any form of art. I do it with music. I take creative liberties even when I'm covering somebody else's music. So
I have another question. I just realized
What's
we
up?
didn't ask this. We haven't asked anybody this yet, but we need to. Where did your name come from?
Oh,
Okay. So Empress came from the Empire's SMP because I just rebranded my channel again from doing animations to being a Minecraft YouTuber. So the Empire's SMP was kind of a big deal at that point. I think that was season 2 that was just starting up
Mm-hmm.
or ending. One of those
No,
things.
starting up, I think.
Was okay. And I wanted something that started with E because that's my nickname IRL is E. So I said, you know what, we'll just do Empress as a placeholder because it starts with an E. And then I never changed it. And
No.
then LittleBit came from a childhood nickname that my grandma gave me because Nikki Babies Unite. I was 9 weeks premature and very tiny.
Mm-hmm.
I think I was only 3 pounds
So
and very small.
Very
And when my grandma
unhealthy.
first held me, she said, "She's just a little bit," and it stuck until I wasn't a little bit anymore.
And then it restuck.
And then it restuck because I branded myself.
So Empress Little Bit.
A little bit.
E Little Bit.
See, for me, Lucky Lane was always a nickname growing up. I had
Mhm.
teachers that called me that. I mean, my mom, I believe, is the one that started it.
Aw.
And so yeah, I mean, I just been called Lucky Lane for gosh knows how long. I mean, I really don't know. And then when I started playing online back in my Call of Duty days on the Xbox 360, my on-screen, like my gamer tag was Lucky Lane 0. And I had stuck with that through everything. And like anything that I did online, my name was Lucky Lane 0. I mean, from playing the Xbox online, from playing PS4 online, from playing mobile games like Clash of Clans, which I did play that for ages. Everything had Lucky Lane 0. And so when I started my channel, it honestly felt trademarked to me. Like I don't know who I am if I don't put that name.
Yeah, mine's just a pun off of my IRL name and the fact that I wanted to be a box.
The
So
box
the-
came before the name.
Yeah, the box came before the name, believe it or not.
Can
But yeah.
confirm, was there the day that the box was born. I have videos of the day that the box was born.
I love the box. I am the box.
I am the
She
box.
is a box.
I is a box. I used to
Look-
intro my videos that way.
Oh,
like, not with the
gosh.
demon voice, but it was,
Well-
yeah, it got confusing. To the point
To the point that
where
Lane called her eyes a box
You called
when
me the
you first
box.
collabed.
Yeah, because that's what I thought I was hearing.
Hello, all I is a box. Yeah,
I forgot about that until now. I suppressed that memory, okay?
Let's talk about your Minecraft content creation. Wow. Let's try that again. I don't
Language
know.
not your first English?
No, it's not. Language is not my first English. How has your editing or your building style changed over the years?
Editing has actually gotten a lot simpler. I used to do
Same.
subtitles and fun cuts and zooming in and out of the screen. I still do that from time to time, but time and energy is in much smaller supply nowadays. So
Mhm.
I've been simplifying it, and people seem to enjoy the simpler videos anyway. So
Yeah,
That's
what
kinda
I'm
Yeah.
figuring out.
Well, that's one thing I think a lot of people in general are missing nowadays, I guess, is the simpler content,
Yeah.
Mhm.
which I think is one reason why everybody loves Impala's single player series so much is
oh yeah,
the simplicity of it. You're not rushing it. There's very minimal editing. It feels very natural and relatable.
Mm-hmm.
it's back to the beginning Minecraft days. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. And I think that's where like my channel started with solely survival. Ooh, saddle. I think that's where my channel started originally and
There's
why
a couple
it did
down
as good as it did. It was because it was it's such minimal editing. Like I put very little effort into the editing process of it. I did overthink everything as I do now, but I mean the editing was very simple, and that was a lot of my comments. If you read back on those first few videos, they even say that they missed those vibes. So
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
But how's your building style changed?
Ooh. Back when I first started Minecraft, I just built to get something out there and didn't really think about anything more than, does this look impressive?
Mm-hmm.
And
I-
that really weighed me down, honestly. Like even just the small builds. You can see in my first Minecraft video, the tower that I built, I didn't think about it too much. Well, I overthink it. There we go.
Opposite of
Overthunk
what
it?
I just said.
Whatever it was.
Overthought
Well,
it.
I was thinking about it in the wrong way. I suppose I could say.
There you
I
go.
could say that. So now after doing the lore series, and especially during this lore that I've done for this season of Craftworks, I have given up on trying to build something that looks normal and have just started building something that feels like the world or the character that I want it to reflect.
Mhm.
I think that's a very thing to do, though,
Yeah.
right? Because we were talking about this off camera the other day, and one thing that I've noticed, I mean, especially when we watch other people's content, but even playing with each other in this SMP, is everybody's got such a different style that you can walk around the server and you can tell whose build is whose
Mhm.
just instinctively by maybe the colors that are used or the way certain blocks are used. Like, I can tell you every single time there's an Izzy build around because of just what she does.
Jungle
And
wood,
every time,
bone block, and copper,
yeah,
Terracotta.
and terracotta,
and tough.
and tough.
Whenever I see one of your builds, I can tell that it's an E build.
Mhm.
And personally, I feel like that's one of the best things about being a builder, right? Like, being able to look at a build and say, that looks like this person's style.
Mhm.
Like, to have your own style defined, I guess. I guess that's a very beautiful thing. I feel like I don't really have a style other than spruce and deep slate.
I
You
feel like
do.
you're still trying to find your style.
Well, I am.
Aren't we
Because,
all?
well, building is relatively new to me. I've always been a redstoner.
Yeah.
So, now don't get me wrong. Over this last name tag, over this last a year and a half of YouTube, I've grown tremendously as a builder, but I still don't know what I'm doing. I still don't know my style, and really, I don't play enough in a creative world to figure that out.
Mhm.
But either way, that's starting to get a little off topic. But I feel like your builds are very recognizable. I feel like they are very you.
Mhm.
Thanks. I think that's a compliment.
It is.
No, it is a compliment. And I'm sure the viewers are gonna agree with that. I mean, you know how many compliments there have been in the Craftworks fan Discord, link in the description. There have been about, like, your builds and stuff. I mean, that's
And your
yeah, like your
tutorials. Yeah.
yeah, exactly.
True,
Like,
yeah.
which we're gonna talk a little bit about that too.
Yeah.
Okay, so I'm
Can
just gonna skip.
Can I say something?
Yeah.
Real quick. Just any advice to anybody who's still trying to find their build style or art style of any kind? Try something new. I never would have started doing organics ever. I never thought I would be doing organics until I experimented with them one day. I think my very first technical organic build, I
Dragon.
think that was actually the library.
Not the Scraggin.
We're not counting the Scraggin.
Why are we counting
Not-
the
not-
Scraggin?
We're not
not the s-
counting the Scraggin.
Why you
Not the
gotta do
statue
the
of Dave?
Scraggin dirty like that?
Oh, I forgot about Dave. I completely
Yeah, the
forgot about
statue
Dave.
of Dave.
Yeah.
But
For those
yeah,
of you who don't know, Statue of Dave came from my channel, my single player series, where it wasn't single player for an episode, and I had an E join my world.
The only time.
it's on my channel as well, I think.
Yeah.
So
But
Dave
yeah,
counts.
try something new. I never thought I could do organic builds like Inti specifically until that one fateful day when I thought, what would a Dave statue look like?
What would Dave look like?
What would Dave look like?
I have to agree with what you're saying about trying new things. That's been quite literally the entire idea behind everything I've done in Craftworks since I joined Craftworks. And I believe I said this in the first episode with Izzy. I've always viewed Craftworks as my building playground, where I come in here and I try to build something that I would never build in single player. And that has worked out so much because I've evolved a lot as a builder. I mean, now I'm building with gradients. I would have never done this before. Granted, now I've got tools at my disposal like Axiom that helps, but I mean, otherwise I would have never tried this. And I feel like I'm getting somewhere as a builder. So,
I think you are.
I like
Well, thank
your
you.
palace.
well, thank
Or
you.
at least the one face of your palace that you have so far.
Well, thank you. There has been another thing added since then.
Ooh.
Anyway, enough of the exterior. Tell us about your interior stuff. I'm just going to straight up ask, how are you so darn good at interiors?
That's a really good question. Ever since I started playing Minecraft, I wanted the inside of my homes to be a safe place, not just from the mobs, but also from everything else that's going on in my head.
Mm-hmm.
So I wanted them to look cozy. The very first hobbit hole that I had a wheat farm in my house because I did not want to go outside. So I decorated that and I had my axolotls in their little pond there. I had my mine entrance in there. Everything else that I needed was on the ground floor. And then upstairs, I had my bedroom area and my storage stuff. And I was very much overwhelmed having all of that in the same space. So it was the lore series when I purposefully told myself, okay, each space in this house is going to have a purpose. So that space by the window is going to be where the furnaces go. The space upstairs is going to be where my bedroom goes because it's away from everything else. I'm going to have my storage right next to the door because it's easier to get to. All of that stuff of just putting things somewhere that's intentional, not just in a way that's practical, but in a way that makes you happier. I know that sounds really dumb, but it's really helpful when creating interiors to think ahead and not just spamming stuff everywhere. I say that, but that's also one of the ways I do interiors is just spamming stuff everywhere. But that's usually for bigger builds. So in a space where you're just surviving, making it a space where you can live and think freely, create freely, live freely, it makes things way easier and way more fun in the game.
Mm-hmm.
I know that's a long-winded way of saying do you boo, but you know.
Also, making it like a space you could live IRL too helps a lot.
Oh yeah.
So that's why I put
Yep.
dining room tables in like all of my interiors, even though there's no use for it in game.
That's also why I spam paintings everywhere, because my bedroom is covered in posters and quilts.
What? You mean I can't have a super duper auto storage room IRL?
Can you?
If you're willing to pay for it.
Look, no, I can't afford that.
Do you have the real estate for that, sir?
I don't.
I don't think your landlord would look too kindly upon you digging a basement underneath your house.
Especially because it could get destroyed with water, like last time.
Yeah. Anyway.
Your neighbor might have an iron farm, Lane.
Personally, I have watched your interior videos. Well, I mean, I've watched all of your videos because
Yeah, I hope so.
Well, I have. Because I am that supportive fan and friend. Okay.
Aw.
But
Your YouTube
I-
rewind says otherwise.
you hush. You hush. You hush.
Shots fired.
Anyway, no, I genuinely learned a lot from watching your process in building exteriors and interiors. And I know a lot of your viewers specifically have gathered a lot of information out of that as well.
I was surprised.
You shouldn't be because you're great at it.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, yeah, I'm glad to see that people are taking away information out of that.
Me too.
And not just me.
I never thought I would be helpful with any sort of Minecraft advice.
Look, when you left that pause after the word helpful, I thought you were just gonna leave it there. And I was about to be like, don't be hard on yourself on the podcast
I
here.
almost did.
Do you have a process when you start doing interiors, or like I don't know, or when you're planning the exterior, do you already have an idea in mind on what you're doing inside?
If the exterior doesn't have a purpose, then I don't build it. So if I'm gonna be building a factory, I need to have the factory inside there.
Okay, yeah, understandable.
So using the library as an example, I wasn't just gonna build owls on the server with no context, unless it was for lore. And since it wasn't for lore, it had to be a library.
Yeah.
So the idea for the library came first, and then the shell was developed.
Mm-hmm. That's how I do mine too. Every single one of my builds, per se, single player and Craftworks, I build because I need something on the inside. So, like, my next Craftworks build is going to be my storage room. That's a practical thing.
I tend to do that, but I also, obviously, as you know, from being friends with me and watching my stuff and helping me build, I think big picture way too often. I don't build small.
Cough, cough, Craftwork Season 1 tree, cough, cough.
We've
I don't want
talked
to talk about
it.
I made it practical. I gave it an interior.
We are ready.
Yeah. Anyway, so like what I'm envisioning, like in my current single player world, is like a giant like city, kind of on the side of the other city that I've got building. I say city, it's like a small urban area. I don't know what we're calling it. I'm not good with words, but
You're
like
doing great. You're doing great.
what I'm thinking is like a lot of buildings are probably going to happen out there just because I need to fill space. So even if the builds aren't housing anything, most of my builds, I'm thinking just straight aesthetically. I'm not thinking practicality, which is not always the best thing when you're building, especially in something like this where you kind of have to have an interior sometimes. Like you obviously have to have a storage room, you have to have a smelting area and stuff like that. And if I continue to build like that, I will find myself struggling in that aspect. So it's like I'm trying to find the balance because I do like building just for the sake of building, which is honestly kind of what I'm doing with the mega base right now. But it's fascinating to hear you guys who, in my opinion, are better builders than I am.
Hush.
No, I genuinely believe that. But
I don't.
it's
Better is relative.
well, yeah.
Comparison is the thief of joy.
Yeah, hush. and anyway, it's just interesting hearing you two speak about how every build you do has to kind of house something. Like it has a purpose. Where me as a builder, not every build has to have a purpose other than to look pretty.
Nice. Well, I'm going to change topics completely.
Go for it.
Yay!
I want you and Lane to tell me about your interaction on Craftwork Season 1. Because, yeah, all of it.
Yeah, okay, so when you say interaction...
Oh, please tell me that that's mending.
No, that is not mending.
Oh.
It's channeling and sharpness 3. And by the way, our double chest is almost full.
Noted.
Yay!
Well, I'm just asking because I wasn't there. So,
yeah.
Basically, what my perspective of it was, you joined Craftworks, and then suddenly you two were friends. I have very little context other than that.
We were kind of friends before Craftworks happened.
Do I need to talk about the message that I sent you?
No, we'll get into that in a second. Let's just start at the beginning. Okay, so we did meet through you, obviously, and we I can't remember. I'm pretty sure it was after the first Build Battle collab that we had that E sent me a message and said, "I've decided we're friends now." We've been friends ever since. She joined Craftworks, and I had invited her. The crafters loved her content, and from there, I mean, gosh, my channel's seen more of E than they probably seen of myself last season.
I doubt it.
And it's my channel. You know?
It's great, though. You two have a really fun dynamic between the two of you.
I feel like we have sibling energy.
Yeah, you definitely do.
We definitely fight like siblings.
Yeah, you do.
True.
Yeah, no, I mean, like, I remember episode 1. I mean, we spent a good chunk of the episode chasing. I was chasing you with the shame Tato.
Yes, you were.
I forgot about that.
Oh man, yeah. And then from there, we made the greenery farm. What do we call it? The moss pit. The moss pit, named
moss
by
pit,
you.
yeah.
That was
named
my
by
idea.
you.
Yeah, I forgot about that.
And then we made the shop, and then we just worked together pretty much all season.
Yep.
And then we ended up being
neighbors.
base buddies.
Yeah.
You had bunk
'Cause your ship
bases.
was
I
right-
forgot about that.
Yeah, we had
Yeah.
bunk bases. So So for context, to the viewers who weren't around for season 1 or haven't gone back to watch season 1, we split off to do mega bases, and I started building this massive tree on this island. So for context, I had never built a small tree, let alone a big tree. And so I think I did good on it, okay? But I built it and then realized just how much work it was going to be putting the leaves on. And I said, no, I'm not doing the leaves. But I also had no idea what else to do on top of the island, but I had ideas for what I wanted to do in the island. After some messages with E, she didn't know what she wanted to do. I didn't know what I wanted to do. We decided to be base buddies.
Okay, I'm gonna interrupt you there because both of us knew what we wanted to do.
Well,
You
yes.
want to do a basement. I want to do a village.
Yes.
And we both had those aspects in our lore and our mega bases where you wanted there to be a village on top of your basement layer style
yeah.
Fallout base. And
Yeah.
I wanted there to be a secret lab underneath my utopian village base.
Yeah. Okay.
But I
Yeah.
didn't
See,
wanna
now
do
it's
the
all
lab.
ringing bells again.
I didn't want to do the lab, and you didn't want to do the village, so we compromised
Yeah.
and then had bunk bases.
Yeah. See, now the context is returning to me. It's been a while, you know.
It has. It's been a year.
Yeah. So yeah, I took the underground portion. I spent most of the season digging out a giant hole under this tree, and made, at the time, what was my largest structure that I had ever built, being a lab thing, as E said, underneath the tree. And for me, the lore part of it, I say lore, you guys know I don't really do lore, not on your levels anyway.
Meh.
But I said that there were no leaves on the tree because it was dying because all of the life was inside of the thing. Like the base was sucking the life out of the tree. And that's pretty much it. That's all the lore that I had. And basically my base was one giant interior with one of the most impressive redstone things I had ever done until E broke it. Cough, cough.
Oh gosh.
And yeah, E built on top of the island.
And no hard feelings
So-
were shared.
Nope, none.
You're
Nope,
still
just
friends
jokes.
after that. Yep.
Just jokes. Look, I give her a hard time, right? But it was really an easy fix. It didn't take me but what, 20 minutes to diagnose the issue and
15,
fix it?
actually. It was
Yeah.
super quick.
She felt really bad though. She came
Oh,
to
I
me
know
like
she-
right
I know
after
she
it
did.
happened.
Oh, I know
almost threw
she
up that
did.
day. That was awesome.
Yes. I know how bad she felt because she apologized before I joined. I joined back in the world to do it. And she was apologizing while I was there. And then after the fact, she still apologized after I had logged off.
I messaged him again to apologize at least 2 more times.
Yes. I'm like, look, there's water on the island. I did redstone. I knew what I signed up for.
But it worked out.
But yeah. And I mean, even then, like, we haven't collaborated as much this season, but I mean, I don't know. The synergy has never left, so.
Well, it's because our relationship is kind of outside of Craftworks now. Like, we're not just channel artist and boss anymore. It's the random texts that we send each other now. Well, not texts, but Discord messages that we
Yeah.
send each other now.
Well, like, we're like best friends. We're invested in each other's lives at this point, you know?
It is pretty cool to see. Excuse me, sorry.
You got that there.
yeah, I
Okay,
did.
can you not die on the podcast, please?
I'm sorry. All right, I'll die over here.
No.
It is really cool to see, like, not even just you two, but everyone on Craftworks banding together outside of the server itself.
Yeah.
Mostly
Oh,
on
yeah.
Discord. And all of
Yeah.
us who, like, follow each other on Instagram, too, and just communicate through sending reels to each other.
Yeah. By the way, I made a post to the Craftworks Reddit page today. I forgot we had one of those.
I didn't even know we had
I don't
that.
even
I
know
fell in
what
the
it-
water.
We do have one of those. So you're hearing it from
Help.
crafters that they didn't
Help.
know that we had it. So fans, we do have a Craftworks Reddit page.
Eh.
If I remember, we can try to link that.
I don't know how Reddit works, but yeah, we can try.
Yeah, we'll figure it out.
Yeah.
Yeah, I posted about that, on about this podcast on there, because as of the recording of this, the first 2 episodes still haven't aired.
Next week.
Next week.
Next week.
So I guess this is a shameless plug for that.
Shameless plug for 2 weeks ago.
Yes. Well, the not those episodes, but for the Reddit.
Oh, for the Reddit, yes.
Yeah.
Was there a reason we're bringing up the Reddit?
Not really. I forgot
Okay,
where I was
great.
going with that.
Okay.
Anyway,
I think we have time for one more Minecraft question before we break off into the second bit. This is the wrong list. Where is it? Hold on.
we're professionals. It's okay.
We are.
List.
Okay. Let's talk about potentially showing your face on your channel. Like thoughts on like conventions and stuff and connecting
Oh,
with viewers that way.
gosh.
If you want
I've
to.
actually been
Yeah.
I've actually been thinking about this recently.
Ooh. Okay.
That is a really good question.
Let's start
I-
with would you do it? Would you consider it?
I would consider it
Okay.
only for conventions.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
So I have this thing in my brain, which I'm sure you've heard of in a couple other streamers like Rambo and Jaden
Mhm.
Animations. Something called facial dysmorphia. So if I look at my face for too long, then for them, it usually triggers their depression. For me, it triggers a different kind of disorder. So basically, long story short, I just forget what's real. So looking at my face for too long just freaks out my brain because the human brain is not supposed to look at the person's own face for too long.
Yeah.
So seeing that on screens or in pictures is a lot for me. But if I didn't have to look at it, I think I might be okay. So while I may never do a face reveal officially on my channel, I might consider doing conventions or even panels and stuff, either with the box on my head. And if that doesn't work, then I might wear one of my COVID masks, or if I'm feeling okay, then I might not wear anything at all on my face. Shut up.
Sorry.
Okay.
I mean, that'll get you noticed.
I don't think that'll get you in.
I don't think this is rated E.
I'm sorry. You might want to cut that out.
No, I think it's funny. I'm keeping it.
Okay. fine.
Okay.
Oh, mending. Gosh darn it, it's multi-shot.
Yeah. So, Izzy, like you just recently done a face reveal
Oh,
on stream and
yeah.
included some footage in
Unofficial.
a video.
Yeah, I did.
So, how does that make you feel?
Yeah, I get it. No, it was weird at first. I kind of did it really fast just so I didn't have time to give myself time to
Yeah, you just
overthink
ripped
it.
off the Band-Aid.
Yeah, pretty much. And part of it was because I didn't want to have to do it later when I'm at like 100,000 subscribers and everyone starts having expectations of what I look like.
Oh yeah.
And it becomes like this huge deal of like, oh my gosh, Isabel's gonna show her face for the first time and this is huge. What if we don't like what she looks like and blah, blah, blah. I never really liked that part about face reveals, which is
Yeah.
one of the reasons I did it on stream also, because I didn't want to have an official face reveal on my channel. But it's really not as bad as I thought it would be. Like E said, I also have facial dysmorphia, so I can't use face cam for too long. And I probably wouldn't be able to edit videos very well with it. I could probably get used to it, but it would take some doing. But like she said, it's kind of an unnatural experience to have to
Right.
watch yourself through a camera. So that's definitely one part of it that you have to keep track of. And then there's the security aspect of like facial recognition is a lot easier now with that technology we have. So you need to take that into account.
Right.
And
Not
yeah,
to mention we
there's-
both have the same face.
Yeah, that's another thing. E and I are identical twins, so if I'm showing my face, I'm essentially showing hers, but she looks quite a bit different than me now that we've both grown. But yeah, it's just a lot of details you wouldn't think about until you've actually done it. And I think I did
Right.
it okay, and I'm not going to do it very often, so I don't think it's that big of a deal. Yeah, but there's some real positives to it. Like
all of my people on my channel have said that they really like being able to connect with me that way.
Yeah.
And showing people that you're a real person and not just like a video game avatar makes it a lot easier to connect with your audience on like an emotional level and a more personal
I'm a
level.
real boy.
Yeah. I'm a real person, so I can be kind of like a real friend. I don't know. I always liked
Isn't
watching.
a box.
I am not a box.
Yeah.
I know.
Yeah. No, I get it on the connection aspect.
Yeah.
Because that had been something that had crossed my mind as well. I do like the idea of being able to connect more with my fans.
Mm-hmm.
But so I very jokingly all the time, reference to how good looking I am.
Mm-hmm.
And right, like I am not as confident IRL in myself as I live up to be on the internet.
Yeah.
Now, granted, you guys actually have seen my face.
Yeah.
But
He is
Not that bad.
well, not that bad. Wow, thanks.
We both had very different reactions to that.
Yeah.
Well, because I knew you would actually be encouraging, so I wanted to.
Okay, fair.
Oh, yeah. It's like the two different characters on my shoulders. My conscience.
Except we both have wings and devil horns at the same time.
Yes.
We're both chaotic neutral.
But yeah, no, and see that's not really what's holding me back from doing it. I genuinely don't care if people know what I look like or not.
Yeah.
Right? Like I really don't. I never have cared. There's a few other YouTubers out there that know what I look like. I mean, like Figsy's one of them, Wendigo's one of them.
Fixing
So I mean, Figsy does know, yes. I mean, again, I really don't care. So that's not really what's holding me back. I just don't. Oh, water bottle hydration check. I just don't plan on going like super out of my way to make it happen yet. I guess. Because like, if people see a picture of me, it's whatever. I don't care.
Yeah.
But
But you gotta
Yeah.
wait to build up the hype. Really, really get your money's worth out of it.
oh yeah, yeah.
No.
Yep.
Yeah, no, it is what it is, right? Like I'm just in my own videos, I'm not gonna add my face on my streams. At some point, I will. I probably would have already done a face cam by now had I had a different background behind me. I mean, I record and stream everything right here from my living room, and from where I'm sitting, the camera is facing to the kitchen and the rest of the house, really. So.
Yeah.
Fun fact.
It's not really ideal.
I actually, when I was renovating my bedroom office space that I currently am using now, which was during the Junk Drawer series, I oriented the room specifically so I could use face cam.
Oh, wow.
So it's not facing the door, it's not facing a window. My desk faces a wall, which is next to a dresser and a bookcase, and the bookcase behind me was specifically set up so that it could be seen on Facecam and have a bunch of like pop culture and Minecraft references and stuff up there. Anyway, I put too much thought into it at a time when I was definitely not going to be able to do Facecam, so it didn't pay off until like a year later, but I still think it's funny.
Yeah.
But it did pay off.
Yeah. But I was gonna, well, I mean, not gonna, I could like rearrange my living room so I could do that sort of thing. The issue is this is a super old house. So like it's from the 40s and there's only like one outlet per room.
Oh, yep.
So it's very inconvenient to do that. Like half of my room just would not be plugged in.
I should send you a
And the
picture of my
deal-
power strip because it's janky down here.
Oh no, it's janky over here too.
I guarantee you mine is worse. My desk doesn't face a wall. So all of my cables are looping around the desk to the wall in all different angles.
Oh gosh. But for me, like the deal breaker is not being able to have my amp and my pedals plugged in for my guitars.
Oh.
That's the deal breaker. So if I rearrange and I can't move that, and then I'm not moving anything.
I guess.
Because I had initially rearranged my entire living room specifically for this, and then moved it all back because I couldn't touch that because there was nowhere else to plug it in.
Hey, at least you're not at the coffee table anymore.
That's true.
That is true. And you know, I think that's one story I didn't tell on my interview is how I started recording on my floor.
Yes, you did, but yeah.
I did? I don't remember. It's been a couple of weeks.
We touched on it, I know.
To be fair, I don't remember half of yesterday at this point.
Yeah, me neither. What is
Yesterday was a
time?
special case.
Yeah.
Okay.
But yeah, face reveal, I really don't care. I mean, like, even if like you added a picture of me right now, I genuinely would not be bothered by it.
All right, guys. Here's Lane's face.
Go ahead.
Look on the podcast. Face reveal.
Look, go ahead.
I'm gonna post the AI image photo that I made.
Gosh, no,
No, please
no,
don't.
no, that thing is a nightmare.
Lance.
I would rather
Lucky Lance.
look at myself than Lucky Lance. Okay.
I love how that's officially Lucky Lance. That's so funny.
I hate it.
Okay,
And then
well,
there's me over here talking about waiting until 1 million subscribers for any sort of face reveal.
That's fair. It's all good. Well, we've hit an hour, so I'm gonna wrap up this episode, and then we'll get into some more IRL questions, if that makes sense.
Sounds good.
Ooh. 2 episodes.
Yeah, so we're actually
I'm a
going to
2-episode
stop
person.
here. Yep, and we're going to do a second episode with E, and we're going to get into some more detailed questions. And for you guys, that's going to be here next week. So subscribe, turn on that notification bell so you don't miss out. And we will see you all in just a little bit.
Bye, love you.